You're listening to the Retro Mo Podcast. I'm your host, Mo, and I love to play and review old video games and a few new games too. If you prefer to read instead of listen, check out my written reviews at retromo.substack.com. In this episode, I'll be sharing my experience with The Elder Scrolls Legends for the PC, released in 2017. I scored this game 7 out of 10. A good game. A solid card battler that failed to stake its claim in the genre. I recently took a dive into the free-to-play Elder Scrolls Legends. I love Elder Scrolls lore, and I've been a long-time trading card game gamer, so giving this one a go seemed like a no-brainer. I'm almost embarrassed with the level of obsession I had with Hearthstone during the closed beta days of 2013. Hearthstone peaked around 2015, reporting a player base of 30 million users, which is massive. Wow. Following Hearthstone's massive success, it seemed like every game dev with a compatible IP wanted to try to grab a slice of the pie and release their own trading card game or digital collectible card game. The Witcher 3's Gwent and Elder Scrolls Legends are two notable examples that followed the Hearthstone craze. Each had their own flash-in-the-pan moment, but Elder Scrolls Legends fizzled out first, sunsetting active development only a few years after launch. Gwent lasted longer and ended support in 2023. Hearthstone continued to hold the zeitgeist through it all, and Magic Arena soaked up whatever portion of the market was left. The trading card game craze has faded a bit recently, but it hasn't stopped others from trying to grab their slice of the pie. Riot's Legends of Runeterra and Marvel's Snap, released in 2020 and 2022 respectively. It was really bizarre loading up Elder Scrolls Legends for the first time, fully knowing that this game's time had already passed. This game is dead, I thought, as I noted the current Steam player count of less than 300 players. I experienced such a weird mix of excitement, but also disappointment. I really enjoyed what I was seeing in the game as I played, but I couldn't shake the sense that I was just strolling through a graveyard. This game will never be what it was years ago, and it's possible that a permanent shutdown could come at any time. That being said, for a free-to-play game, there's still much to enjoy here. Elder Scrolls Legends is remarkably similar to Hearthstone, understandably considering Hearthstone's success, though with a few unique changes to the formula. Elder Scrolls Legends features 2 lanes for creatures to be placed, typically an open field lane and a shadow lane that gives creatures 1 turn of protective cover before they can be attacked. Creatures can only attack other creatures in their respective lanes, and creatures with Guard, similar to Hearthstone's Taunt, can only block creatures in their respective lanes. The shadow lane favors players with a more aggressive, attack-face playstyle. Runes are another interesting unique gameplay feature of Elder Scrolls Legends. As your total health decreases from your opponent's creature attacks, a rune will break for every 5 health that is lost. This grants you an extra card draw for each broken rune, a bit of built-in rubber banding to help prevent players from snowballing a lead. There are also card effects that trigger as these runes break. Prophecy cards play into this system, allowing you to play a prophecy card immediately from the top of the deck if the card was drawn via a broken rune. This is a pretty powerful mechanic that can enable some exciting swings and momentum. Similar to Hearthstone's Coin for the player that goes second, an effort to mitigate the notable disadvantage of going second, Elder Scrolls Legends offers the Ring of Magicka, which is essentially just 3 coins that the player can utilize at any time in the game. This is a much stronger mitigation, and there's been some debate as to whether or not this gives the second player more advantage than the player that goes first. It certainly seems to benefit faster aggro decks much more, while control decks benefit from going first. The game modes also closely mimic classic Hearthstone: casual play, ranked play, story mode, puzzle scenarios, and arena. Even with lower player counts, you don't have to wait long to match with players, though most of the active players that remain are fully decked out and ready to give you a hard time. The story mode was decent, with voice-acted cutscenes that utilize the Cinemagraph style, which is animated still images. Though brief, I did enjoy the free story campaign that's unlocked from the start. I did not, however, have any desire to drop $60 to unlock the remaining 3 campaigns. You can grind out gold to unlock these campaigns, but it takes a whopping 9,000 gold to unlock all 3, and this would take months of daily quest grinding to achieve. The artwork is great, and the presentation of the cards and the game boards is on par with Hearthstone and Magic Arena, but I would still give an edge to Hearthstone in terms of overall production quality. It's hard to walk away from Elder Scrolls Legends without thinking that it's just a shameless knockoff of Hearthstone wrapped in Elder Scrolls lore, but at least they've done a respectable job. I can't help but laugh at some of the cards, which are essentially just carbon copies of classic Hearthstone cards. I didn't tarry long, but I did enjoy my time exploring this solid game, in spite of its clear Hearthstone parity. The familiar names and faces of Elder Scrolls lore was a nice touch for me, but I can't recommend investing any money into this abandoned game. However, if you love card games, there's at least a few hours of fun to be had here. Thanks for listening to the Retro Mo podcast. As always, I do my best to keep all of my content spoiler-free and rated E for everyone. If you find this podcast enjoyable or helpful, tell a friend and consider giving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. If you have questions or comments, you can send an email to retromopodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Godspeed.